What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded. I think last thing I uploaded was when I did my highlights on my 235. I tried to actually make a video the other day. Did a transmission cooler upgrade on the E90, and the audio wasn't working, and the footage just looked like shit. So I didn't obviously figure to upload it. But today I got some other parts and stuff. I got a bunch of parts for the E90 that I'm going to put on, and I'm trying to post as much as possible now. So I'm going to go ahead and start today. But before I get into what we're doing today, let me show you guys what has been done to the E90 since. So, don't mind the dog barking. This is my 335 E90 that is now a single turbo 6766 speed tech turbo. It's on an OTS tune. I think it's making like 18 or 9 psi right now. Nothing crazy just yet, just because I haven't had time to source all the other parts to make power. I have a stage 2 low pressure fuel pump now, but I'm going to upgrade high pressure and low pressure again to a stage 3. Yeah, 67, 66, single tech. I think it's not single bank. My O2s are off the manifold. I got aluminum valve cover. Got a new charge pipe. This one is actually a blow off valve, so no diverter. It's the 50 mil blow off valve. What else? We went single exit on this thing. We obviously wrapped it red. I tried my best wrapping it red. Some parts are better than others. White wheels. I think the car is already on. Like I said, single exit. And it's pretty much it. I haven't done too much of the car. Starting now, I will. V2 of the car is starting in a couple of weeks. Right now, I'm just fixing some more maintenance stuff. Like I said, car's getting real hot, so I'm doing an oil cooler upgrade. I have a 7.5-inch race or competition intercooler. I already have my transmission cooler in, so got an oil cooler, a new thermostat, and a few other things for the car, so I could get at least temps down so I could drive it. But V2 to this car, new wheels, new wrap, hood and trunk are new, bumper's going to be new, headlights are new. Everything on the car that you see on the car now, a lot of this stuff is all going to change. So this car would not look what it looks like now. So enough of me talking. I don't know if I have the part out here, but to start, like I said, I'm going to start doing some oil cooling stuff. So I have a box here, and I think I have one more package. All right, guys, as you can see, this is a full oil cooling system for that's going on my E90. So as you can see here, we have I believe this is a 10-row oil cooler off Amazon, obviously. For now, I've heard really good things about this one, and obviously it's super budget friendly for what it's worth. So went ahead and bought it. In the kit, it obviously includes these dash 10 AN lines. You have obviously two, and so that's one kit. Here is my thermostat that goes off the oil filter housing, which I'll show you guys. So this part right here is the thermostat off the housing. So I'm going ahead and replacing this just because with the upgraded one, it allows the car to run a lot cooler, which means this will open a lot sooner. This should open at like 170 to 180 degrees, where the stock ones should open up at like 200 to 220 or something. Somewhere in that ballpark, the stock ones open. So obviously with the upgraded one, it's going to open a lot sooner. And obviously with the kit too, I have some new filter housing gaskets. So obviously with the kit or the gaskets, the thermostat and the oil filter housing, this is all going to come off. So I'm going to go ahead and drain my oil and do that, and then from there we will install. This would come off by itself, so therefore we could start messing with the trans cooler or oil cooler. I already know I'm gonna run it in the front here of the kidney grills, obviously because these are always open, so this will get the best airflow. So I'm gonna put it here, and then obviously with hose routing, I figured I could I'll have to see, but if I can get them to fit through this ducting, I could have them run here, probably one this way, and they just run down into there. So they're tucked away and they're not all over the place because those hoses are fairly long. And obviously while it's out as well, we will do the thermostat. So this video is going to be in multiple parts. So this is going to be part one. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to jack the car up, drain the oil. I just put fresh oil in it within not even like 10-15 miles. So one, I actually have to go buy me a new bucket because obviously you want a clean bucket or a clean container to put oil in, especially if it's fresh or relatively new oil. So I'm gonna run out and do that, and like I said, we will start with the removal of the oil filter housing. All right, guys, got a little carried away. So obviously I drained oil. As you can see here, I have the thermostat off. Here it is. So if you have a thermostat, the only thing you have to do to get these off, there is a 13 on the bottom, this hole here, and then there's two E12s, one on this side, one on the other side, and then there's one on the bottom. And it should slip out, and obviously this is where the new gasket's gonna go. So gonna replace both of them once I get them both out. Right now I am at the point of removing the actual filter housing. So what I had to do is pull my intake manifold back a little bit. I still have everything still connected, so I still have my charge pipe and stuff. I just pulled it back enough where I could get to that third bolt, which is right there where the light's flashing on. With the intake manifold on, you can't see it. So I just loosened mine, pulled it back enough where there's room, and then from there, I just got a couple connectors. Got to get this top connector off, and then loosen the bolts. I'm also, as you can see, I got a bunch of oil that dripped down. Not too worried about it. I'm gonna spray some brake clean and stuff to clean this area off after when I'm done. So I'm not worried about that. You're supposed to remove your filter. I'm not gonna do that just because I already did an oil change and I drained most of the oil out already. So whatever oil is up here, I'll just soak up with a rag and then just leave that on, just to one less step I have to worry about. Typically, you would want to remove this to let more oil drain down to the pan and out, and then you can take it off and be clean. But I'm not. Also, with the radiator hoses, this bottom one, I'm going to leave that on, including this bottom one, just because these tend to be brittle and break, and I do not want to place them right now. I actually have the billet or aluminum fitting for this one, just because the plastic ones tend to break internally. So I'm gonna leave that for now, and that would just be a separate video. So I'm just gonna soak up most of this oil that's here, like I said, that dripped out from the thermostat, and then go ahead and remove the actual oil filter housing. And then if I get done with it sooner, honestly, I'll just probably install it, and then part two would just be the transmission cooler install on top of the thermostat install as well, and then you'll just run it there. So if you made it this far, if you're doing this as well or whatever, there's one bolt here, that's the E12. You have one that's also right here that is facing backwards, so the head is on this side here, and then the other one, like I said, is back here. So I believe they're E12s. So just go ahead and back them all out. They do all have a specific location. So the shortest bolt goes at the bottom facing the opposite direction. The longest one is your top bolt here, and then the medium bolt would be the one in the back. So if you ever get confused, just know that the shortest, longest, and medium, they all have a specific location, and that should be relatively where they go. So go ahead and do that, pull that off. Like I said, get all this oil cleaned up and stuff, and then new seal install. So I'll catch you guys in a minute. All right, guys, this is like 3 or 4 days into the future. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Here is my new oil filter assembly. My buddy of mine, he gave me it, and he actually welded in the bungs that are for the transmission cooler. funny story when removing this, so the bottom bolt that's here, so there's three. There's one down here, one up top, and one on that side. This bolt, I guess from the previous owner, he was trying to do this job and it didn't work out very well for him. So he ended up running it out, and I actually have the bolt. Okay, maybe I don't. Anyways, I tried everything. I tried extractor sockets, wrenches, and everything on there. It didn't fit. I even tried welding a nut to it, and it wouldn't work. So last resort is I had to essentially drill it out, which I did, but not to the greatest form. Like I said, I have. Oh, it doesn't matter. So I'll just show you guys here. So obviously here is my old one, and as you can see here, that's a bit ovaled, which is not supposed to. So obviously when I drilled it out, it didn't come out straight, which is fine because I was going to replace it anyways with the new one that I have, because like I said, it comes with the fitting. So I have the fitting. I have my thermostat installed. This is fairly easy. His actually came with one. So for if you don't know, if your car doesn't have one, it has a thermostat in here, which is just spring operated, which is this here. So technically it sits something like this on the inside of the car, or in the inside of the thing. It sits something like that. So I just upgraded mine. Like I said, this should open at like 170 or to 180, somewhere in that ballpark. This should open up. So I have it mounted. It's all tight. Made sure it's gonna sit, especially with the fuck up there. So it's good. So I'm just gonna take the cap off. I have a new OE filter here. I'm just gonna throw a new one in, and a new crush washer for the drain plug, and then I will start routing my lines. But before we even do that, I might actually, or not might, I ended up buying a new serpentine belt kit. Whenever I started the car, there was a little weird tick to it, and then with all the metal shavings and welding and stuff, figured the belt was just not going to be any good, so I went and bought me a new kit. But before we even do the kit, I'm going to spray down this whole area with soap that I forgot actually at work. Some like degreaser, spray this whole section down, and spray it down with a hose to get this cleaned up and stuff, because that's no bueno. So once I get the car pretty much put back together with the cleaning, the belt, and the manifold, then I'll grab you guys again and do the actual cooler install. I got to figure out where I want to actually route my lines. What up, guys? This is, I don't know, a week into the future of my oil cooler upgrade. Just haven't really been recording just because I was getting stuff sorted plus some other things. So, oil cooler, 10 out of 10. I do recommend. Works perfectly, no leaks. Coolant temps and oil temps have been low. I haven't really driven it too hard or too long to really notice a difference, but I mean, now I did 3 or 4 decent pulls. I think 2 of them were pretty hard on this, and oil's temp did not get past 225. So it's doing pretty good. The only thing that I'm having issues with is routing it here, just because the bumpers, when I put the bumper on, the kidney grills sit here, and they usually sit pretty far back, and recess area. But I mean, that's what, if you're doing a front mount, you got to kind of pick and choose how you want your front mount to work. I know a lot of people just stick to the stock part and go here. I think it looks better here, and definitely with the kidney grills, you get more airflow, so your oil temp should be lower. So other than that, it checks out. Like I said, no issues. Everything works perfect. Gonna go drive around a little bit more here in a little bit. It is 4th of July as of this portion of the recording, so a lot of fireworks stuff is gonna go off. I'm just gonna go drive this for a little bit more, and yeah, so I'll leave a link in the description for this oil cooler kit. I had to buy another oil cooler just because the threads on the one was fucked up, but still worked in my opinion. So I'll leave a link into the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. Like I said, I do recommend the oil cooler, especially if you're going for big power, just because you need to be able to cool your temps down. Other than that, it's fairly easy. Hope you guys did enjoy. I know this video's been all over the place, and it's like a week into the future of me doing it, so I'm definitely gonna try to get better. I have my other video for the interior that I need to upload. So I'm gonna upload this one first, edit and upload this one, and then edit and upload my interior of the dash trim pieces that I did. So hope you guys enjoyed those videos. Like I said, we got a few more things coming. I got a manual swap kit. I got another interior mod that I plan to put in the car here fairly soon. And yeah, I'll try to post as much as possible on YouTube as I can. I'll probably post more on my Instagram, especially because I have a 360 camera, so I'll be posting on there. So anyways, enough yip yapping. Let me get out of here, edit this video, and get it up for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what other mods you think I should do to the car. That's fairly easy. That's going to be part of this V2.5 build. Like I said, this winter would be the V3, and I got all that source on its way, all the parts on the way. But some of the things I could do now that won't really cost me too much or isn't too hard to do. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.